Sir, you said it, one of the point which I liked in one of the podcasts, you said it, that actually, since we have accepted the two nation theory, and in fact, we have not fought any kind of, being threatened in terms of the civil war, which actually Jinnah said. Now, since we have already accepted, so in fact, we also have to live with this particular thing in terms of the terror, in fact, and also the counter-terrorism, which actually they are going to do. And Pakistan, the Pakistan being one of the major activists, and Kashmir, in fact, and also part of Kashmir, as one of the major terror outfit region. So, what will be the current India government strategy, you believe, to reclaiming back the Pak-occupied Kashmir? Or if there is any other attack like that, they're going to take a smart action?
See, today I also read in the newspaper, like you all also must have known, that the government of India's policy is to deal with Pakistan on terror, Pakistan occupied Kashmir.
That's right.
So now it's not going to be a defensive policy on the subject of Pakistan occupied Kashmir. The whole narrative is not going to be defensive. And I mean, gone are the days, we've sort of gone much ahead when Article 370 was a bone of contention. Now that's passé to discuss that. And of course, trade, etc. So, one way of, to my mind, talking about Pakistan occupied Kashmir, which is really not Kashmir Valley, it's things other than Kashmir Valley.
Entirely.
So, is to make people aware. Meaning us Indians aware, our younger generation aware of what is Hunza, what is Naggar, what is Puniyar, what is Bhimbar.
That's right.
What is Mirpur?
Absolutely.
What is the cuisine over there? What is the social custom? What is the demographics? What is the economy? What is the culture? Anything and everything. Because after all, it was part of Jammu Kashmir. And Jammu Kashmir is part of India.
That's right. So, in fact,
So, what does the logic say? Unless and until you own up.
Own up that particular aspect
Yes,
of
own
your
up from
territory.
here and own up from here. These are the two places. Indians should own it up first.
The brain and the heart should function
Yes.
in fact in sync.
Yes. And for that, you need to get educated about these territories, about the people. And those people who lie on the other side, you see, they must also realize कि वो तो सजा भुगतते हैं वहाँ पे, भुगत ही रहे हैं. You know, in terms of developmental index, where are they and where are we?
Absolutely.
Right? तो अगर अमन चैन वो मिलेंगे नहीं, 30, 40, 50, 60 years is no big period in history. So to my mind, time will sort this issue out.
So, how it can be done? What do you think?
कह रहा हूँ ना कि एक कॉमन सेंस होता है ना, भाई यहाँ से लोग क्यों चले जाते हैं यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स? उनको लगता है कि पता नहीं वहाँ जाएंगे तो साहब जिंदगी हमारी चेंज हो जाएगी
एकदम.
तो उस साइड के लोगों को, जो पीओके के साइड के लोग हैं, उनको ये लगेगा कि भाई हम इस साइड आ जाएंगे तो हमारी जिंदगी चेंज हो जाएगी.
तो
वहाँ तो पाकिस्तान मिलिट्री है और कुछ हुक्मरान है, उसके अलावा तो है नहीं कुछ. लैंड रिफॉर्म्स वगैरह तो कुछ हुए नहीं वहाँ. तो वहाँ पे जो एक पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस है वो बहुत ज़्यादा है बिटवीन द हैव एंड द हैव नॉट्स, और पीओके में तो और ज़्यादा है.
So, before I end and come down to the conclusion, and sometimes we need to give a tit for tat, right? Part of the Pak-occupied Kashmir has been given to China, and China is using as part of the CPC corridor. It is the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. And Balochistan is also, in fact, on the verge of split. Even they have declared their nationhood. Do you think that India also should, do kind of a corridor exercise, in fact, in Balochistan and give the recognition?
You see, it's not so easy. It's not so easy because this fight which the Baloch nationalists have been having, since 1947.
That's right.
Uh,
When Baluch was a princely state, you said.
Kalat, yes.
Kalat.
So that's reaching. I have a feeling that it's reaching a stage of culmination.
Melting point, you mean?
Because those people now have been harassed so much by the Pakistani establishment, which is essentially the military establishment, that they don't have much to lose now. They've lost practically everything. So if you ask them, they say ki bhai, even the women folk would say ki bhai, now you've taken everything from us. Our husbands are gone. For 15 years, I don't know whether my husband is alive or he's dead. So what further can you do? I'm ready for anything now. This kind of mental state, when a nation starts getting into, then I don't think so the people who are forcing that nation to be under them, they'll be able to hold them like that for a much longer time. So the time is coming for a culmination point.
Why I was saying that, because Quetta being one of the largest army bases,
Yes.
and also they have a sea route, right? Baluch also have a sea access.
Gadar, yes.
Gaza. So in fact, we are about to put up a port. In fact, in Iran, lining up to that of the Afghanistan.
Yes.
And we are also having a kind of a strategic alliance with that of the Afghan. Taliban not that untouchable because of the tactical alliances we are having. So I believe, do you think that in future that positive relationship with Baluch and also the configurations we are having, in order to encircle that of the Pakistan?
We've always had a positive relationship with the Baluch. It's a different thing that the establishment, the
We need to be much more
Pakistani
active.
establishment in Baluchistan. I mean, I'm sure there's obviously a problem of direct interface, because directly we are not connected. So either it's in a different country, in a third country, that you may meet to take things forward. But otherwise, I think that we've always been in a stage where we should. I to say that we should now interact much more with the nationalist aspirations of the Baluch people.
That's right, sir. So one question, in fact, I'm very tempted to ask, because I have heard one of our Foreign Secretary, Raghvendra, and he was speaking and saying that this Kashmir has been put into the UN, and in fact that's what has been a saver for us. Do you believe so? In fact, it has been put on the saver because of the UN status, what actually has been given.
I would bet. I don't know what he has said, but the two things. Earlier on, United Nations had these blocks, and there was this power of veto, etc. And then there was this power of world opinion, which threat the Anglo-American bloc would off and on dole out to us. And they've been very consistent in trying to do that. 71 war, you saw it. So they do that. I don't think so. Looking back in history, I see very many instances of any kind of support which the Western power bloc has extended to us. So that is one. Number two, I think increasingly the clout of United Nations, primarily because the main nations, the Permanent Security Council members themselves, have been flouting the charter of the United Nations. So the relevance, the relevance itself of the United Nations is decreased over a period of time. Having said this, I still feel that India got an absolute raw deal in the United Nations. The problem which could have perhaps been sorted out either way, maybe to the dissatisfaction of both the countries, was not sorted out, mainly because the problem pended in the United Nations.
Okay. Dissatisfaction means what? What do you mean by dissatisfaction?
Dissatisfaction means that neither party is satisfied with the actual solution.
Okay.
But then it becomes a de jure solution.
That's right. That's right. In fact, I was thinking about on that terms itself.
Yeah.
Now, thank you, sir, for enriching us on such a very hot topic, and in fact, that of a very pot-boiling exercises, what actually is happening out there, and also the recent turnaround of events. Now, coming down to the conclusion, in fact, out of this particular aspect, what I believe is that what sir has said, the last word, or in fact, just previous to this question, that Swavalamban, that we need to be independent in our thought processes, and in fact, we need to act with our brain and also heart, and in fact, accept that this is part of our land, and try to develop the strategies in order to reclaim back this particularly part of Kashmir. Thank you very much for now. Thank you, sir.